Guys, and welcome to a new video. In this video I'm going to be participating in the winterween readathon, which is hosted by Gabby Reads and Olivia Reads a Latte. I'm really in the mood to read some like scary, wintry kind of books. Today is the 4th of January. The readathon started yesterday, but I only started reading last night. I thought I would just quickly talk you through the books that I'm planning to read for each of the prompts. So the first one is to read a book with a winter setting, and I'm hoping to read Near the Bone by Christina Henry. I think this is a book about a couple who live on this like mountain. I think he is abusive, and then they start thinking that there might be something else on the mountain with them, so that sounds really good. The next prompt is to read something that will give you thrills and chills, so I'm going to read No Exit by Taylor Adams. This is meant to be a really fast-paced thriller about this girl who sees, I think, a child and a cage in the back of a van or something, and she gets stuck at a rest stop and she realises that someone at this rest stop must have kidnapped a child and she needs to figure out who it is, what's going on. One of the prompts is to read a novella, so I'm going to read We Need to Do Something by Max Booth III. Love that name. I think this is about a family who are stuck in the bathroom during a tornado warning. The last prompt that I'm doing is to read a book with snow on the cover. Now, I think Near the Bone and No Exit also have snow on the cover, so I'm kind of already doing that. But I really wanted to read Stolen Tongs by Felix Blackwell because it sounds really interesting, and Gabby said that it was like one of the scariest books she's ever read and she had to sleep with the lights on, and I'm just really intrigued because I absolutely hate scary films and, you know, listening to anything scary, but I felt, well, until last night, I felt that I would be pretty good reading a horror book. So those are all the books that I'm hoping to read for this readathon. It runs until the 9th of January, and because I have COVID, I will be in isolation for, I think, the entire readathon. So yeah, hopefully I will actually read all of these in time. I did start Stolen Tongs last night. It was a bit of a brave move, but I had all these books and I asked Mac, so I showed him this picture that I like put on my Instagram story, just like saying what books I was reading, and he picked Stolen Tongs as the first one that I should read. So I started reading that last night at about 11 o'clock at night in bed, and oh my god, I'm only about 30% through. And I was so scared last night. Yeah, I had to go to the toilet last night and I was genuinely scared to get out of bed. Had to turn all the lights on. It was just awful. And then I was on like super high alert. I feel like my senses were just like really fine-tuned, and every little noise I heard I was like, what was that? What was that? Oh my god. So yeah, that book is so scary. And I feel like nothing like super scary has happened. It's just the atmosphere and the creepiness is just insane. So that book is about this couple, Felix and his fiancée Faye, and it starts where they go to this cabin. Felix's friend lives there and they are basically dog sitting for them. They feel like they can hear voices outside. It's like someone's trying to lure them outside. They can see people like trying to look through the windows. They can see footsteps outside. I was so scared to fall asleep last night because I thought I was gonna have nightmares. I didn't, but holy shit, that book is literally the scariest thing I've ever read. To be fair, I don't read a lot of horror. The horror books that I have read, I've been like, oh, they're not really that scary. This one is. So it is now almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I haven't read anything more today. I think I'm gonna wait until it gets dark before I start reading it again, because I feel like this book is best enjoyed when you're terrified, and it also fulfills one of the prompts to read a book in the dark or at night. I'm terrified to continue reading it, to be honest, but I'll let you know when I have an update. Hi guys, so I just thought I would check in. It is now the next day, so it is the 5th of January now. I have almost finished Stolen Tongs. I'm up to 91%, so I'm so close to the end. I've basically read quite a lot more of it last night when I was in bed, and then I read some of it this morning as well because I woke up early and it was still dark out, so I basically want to read this entire book in the dark. I am still enjoying this book, however, I feel like it has got less scary as it has gone on. There's definitely still some scary bits to it, but I feel like the first 30% was basically like scare, like one after the other. I was properly creeped out, and I feel like at this point I'm not as scared, and I feel like maybe this book might be better if it was a bit shorter. Now, it is like a full-length book, but I do feel like there's some bits that are just a bit slower than others, and I feel like now you kind of know what is happening. It's not as scary. I will let you know how I feel when I finish it. There might be something really scary that happens at the end, I don't know. I kind of hope it has one of those like last lines or something that like really freaks you out. It is still like one of the scariest books I've ever read. I just feel like it kind of started off really strong and then has kind of dwindled off a little bit as I've gone on. But yeah, we'll see how it ends and I will let you know what I think. Hi guys, so I've literally just finished Tongs and I'm not sure where I'm going to rate this. I did like this book, however, like I said in my previous clip, I feel like it did get a bit less scary as it went on, and I feel like it maybe needed to be a little bit shorter. I think I had really high hopes for this book from the start, and I feel like it did disappoint me a little bit towards the end. I'm feeling like maybe a 3.5 or something like that. I'm not sure whether to start reading No Exit or the novella We Need to Do Something. I feel like I might start that actually, because then I'll have read 2 books and it'll make me feel really good. So yeah, I'll let you know when I start reading that and what I think. Hi guys, so it's now the next day. Last night I decided to start reading No Exit by Taylor Adams, and I'm only about a third of the way through, but oh my god, we just came to like a big plot twist. Loving it so far. I really like the main character. She's called Darby. I don't know, she just seems really like smart and confident and I really like her. So loving this book so far. It's very like tense. I'm really excited to carry on this book. I think I might just give it a little bit of a break now and then get back into it later, but I will let you know when I have my next update. So it is now the next day. Today feels like a really good day because I've just done a negative lateral flow, which means that I can now stop isolating. I've also made myself an amazing breakfast. So I basically have like potato cakes and salmon and just drown it in lemon juice. And I've also got a cup of tea and a glass of orange juice. So I feel like today's going to be a good day. And then I'm definitely going to finish No Exit today. I'm currently at 61%. This book is very fast paced. I think it would make a really good film. There's just so much action in it. I have no idea how it's going to end and I have no idea where it's going, but it's like really high tension, really high stakes. I'm loving it so far. So hopefully I'll finish that today, and then maybe I'll even read that novella today because I've only got, I think, 3 days left until the end of this readathon, and I've still got like another full-size novel to go. So hopefully if I read the novella today, I'll have 2 full days to read Near the Bone. I think I might be going out to meet my friend tomorrow, so yeah, don't know how much I'll be reading, but I do have that book on audio, so I should be able to get through it faster than usual. I'm now going to eat this delightful breakfast and I will let you know when I start reading again. Hi guys, so it's now the next day, so it's now the 8th of January. Yesterday I aimed to finish No Exit and then start a new book and finish it, and I didn't even finish No Exit. I was playing The Last of Us 2 on PS4 quite a while ago, and I came across a very scary bit of the game which traumatised me, and I didn't play on it for like, I don't know, a couple of months. And yesterday I finally decided to start playing it again, and I didn't mean to spend as long as I did on it, but I did, and I spent multiple hours on it, so I didn't end up reading anything else. Basically, I'm going to extend the readathon a little bit. I'm not really that fussed. I had a really good time playing The Last of Us 2. It was great. My boyfriend came home and was watching me play that, and then he was like, oh my god, I need to play The Last of Us 1 because he never actually finished that. So then I like sat and watched him play that because I quite like watching people play games. So yeah, that was my evening. Today it is one of our close friends' birthdays, so we're gonna go and meet him. I think we're just going for some drinks. So I'm about 70% through No Exit and I'm still really liking it. Every time you think that things are starting to slow down, something comes in and just smacks you in the face again. I'll probably finish that probably tomorrow now. I think I'm gonna spend the next couple of hours slowly like doing my makeup and just enjoying that process and like doing my hair and stuff. Listening to some music, and yeah, I mean I could start Near the Bone audiobook, but I feel like I just want to zone out completely and just do something that doesn't require any brain power. I will let you know when I next read. Hi guys, so it's now the next day. I had a really good time last night actually. Went out with my friend for his birthday and my sister came as well, but today I've been super lazy. I basically played The Last of Us for
probably about 6-7 hours straight, and now I've literally just finished No Exit, and I think I'm going to give it 5 stars because, oh my god, the action in this book just doesn't let up. Hi Jules. Oh, hello. In that last 20%, oh my god, I thought it was over, and then it just kept going. And then like the epilogue was done so well, I had to like read back and be like, what? Hang on a sec. So everything was really, really good. Oh, hello. Would really recommend that if you want like a really fast-paced like action thriller, and I think this would make an amazing film. I think I'm now going to start the novella just before I go to bed because it's still quite early. I say early, it's probably about 9, but I'll read that for like an hour or so. And then I'll let you know how I'm getting on.
Hi guys, so I thought we'd do a quick little update. It's now Tuesday the 11th of January, and the last time I spoke to you I was just about to start We Need to Do Something by Max Booth. I literally read it in one sitting. It was so good. I gave it 5 stars, but it also scared the shit out of me. I had nightmares that night. There's some parts of that book that have scarred me permanently. I just loved it. I loved how short it was, but I felt really immersed in the world, and the situation that the family find themselves in is just terrifying. So basically it's about this family that get trapped in a bathroom after a hurricane warning. There was something so like claustrophobic and terrifying about it, but then also there was threats from like the outside world which I wasn't expecting, and just the whole thing was amazing. And I loved the ending, even though I'm desperate to know more. But I loved how it ended. I basically just loved everything about it, and it was like instant 5 out of 5. And now I'm currently reading Near the Bone by Christina Henry. So I started listening to this yesterday, and I've also been reading it on my Kindle. I'm not sure how I feel about the audiobook because the narrator is a bit overdramatic, I think. Like some parts of the book are in bold and some are in italics, and she puts on a voice for like each section. And like one of the voices is like super squeaky and like really high pitched, and like I get it, but also it's a little bit grating. I think I'm about a third of the way through. I am enjoying it so far, but I feel like it's a little bit slow, and I'm getting like a tiny bit frustrated with our main character. So basically we're following this girl called Mattie. She lives in this cabin with her husband William, and he's really abusive and awful, and they literally live alone on this mountain. And then they basically discover animals that are being killed by something that looks like not human, and they find footprints, and it looks too big to be like a bear or anything like that. So that's our like horror scary thing, but also it's pretty horrible because of how abusive William is as well. And then we've got Mattie like remembering some things about her past as well. I like it so far, but I am finding it a little bit like it's dragging a tiny bit, but we'll see how I get on. I'm going to read a little bit more now, and I will let you know what I think. Hi guys, so it's now 2 days later, I think, or 3 days later than in my last clip. The readathon is now well and truly over. It's now the 14th of January, and I have officially finished all of the books that I wanted to read for this readathon. I actually finished them not yesterday, maybe the day before, but I've not had a chance to speak because I've been doing 12-hour shifts, and me and some friends from work have joined the gym. Who am I? So we were going there like straight after work, and then by the time I got home I was fully ready to collapse in bed, so yeah. But I thought I would just give you my final thoughts on all the books that I read. First I'll talk about Near the Bone because I haven't updated you on what I thought after I finished it. I'm going to give that book a 2.5 out of 5. I don't think I really liked it that much. I didn't find the monster in the woods very scary. I didn't really understand their intentions. There was some sort of hint at the end about what it could all mean, but it wasn't enough. It felt like more of the horror came from William, who's the abusive husband. I think it was meant to be doubly horrifying because we had 2 horrible characters. I didn't find either of them really that scary. I feel like it just wasn't enough to scare me or freak me out. Also, I mentioned that the audiobook was really grating, and it really was. I kind of felt bad thinking it because it's meant to be about this girl and she doesn't really know anything about the world, but it like annoyed me how she had very specific memories about things come back. Her little whiny voice on that audiobook was really annoying. I felt like we got a lot of her inner thoughts and her inner like struggle with trying to get away from William, but I felt like it went on so long. It was kind of repetitive at points. It was like trying to hammer home how abusive this guy was. It just made him very surreal as a character because I didn't really understand why he was doing anything that he was doing. Also, the ending was way too quick. I was reading it on my Kindle and it was at like 94%, and I was like, how are we getting out of this situation in 6%? It was moving way too quick. I didn't care really about any of the characters. I did enjoy the setting, and I did think it felt very like never-ending landscape, but I feel like the ending kind of ruined that. And then there were some bits that were just like going back and forth. There was a point where they were walking to a different location and she was saying how it felt like they'd been walking forever, but then like in the next page it was like, we got here much sooner than I thought we would. I was like, which one is it? So yeah, I don't really think I enjoyed that book very much. I think I'm going to give it a 2-star, you know. Like 2-star for me is I did not like this book, and I feel like that's where I'm at. So just to summarise, I'll go from like the least favourite to the most favourite. My least favourite was Near the Bone. Next, I would say Stolen Tongs, which in summary I thought started off really well and I thought it was really, really scary, but then it just seemed to go on a bit too long and it got less scary as it went on, so I gave that a 3, I think, or 3.5, I can't remember. Next would be, I think No Exit, which was a 5-star. I loved it. It was really fast-paced, action-packed. It was a really, really wild ride. But then I think my favourite book has to be We Need to Do Something by Max Booth. I haven't really talked about it too much because I read it just in like one sitting. It's a very short novella, but that book, I can't stop thinking about it. I just keep thinking about how terrifying that situation is. Like that is my kind of scary horror, where this family who already have very unstable relationships with each other are forced into a confined space. So there's like the horror of that in itself, the fear of the unknown, and I just absolutely loved it. I thought the ending was perfect. It is open-ended and I do want to know more, but I thought it can't end in any other way. Absolutely friggin' loved it. That is my favourite book from this readathon. Those are my final thoughts. I would really love to know what you read for this readathon, if you also took part, or if you didn't, then if you just have any like general horror recommendations. I am going to take a little break from horror because my brain is just a bit fried. I feel like I'm on an edge and I'm struggling to sleep because I've read like 4 horror books back to back. So I need something a bit lighter. I think I'm going to read some kind of like contemporary fiction story just to, you know, give my brain a bit of a rest. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you want to see more, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!